everybody and welcome to this video. This video is going to be my diabetes Q&A. On Instagram about a month ago I asked you all for questions about diabetes, so if you were diabetic yourself, some help. If you wanted to know a little bit more about what diabetes was, if you were struggling to cope with it or anything like that, just a question about diabetes that you wanted to ask. As you can see behind me, I have now got my new drip lights up that I am loving. Normally on a Q&A I would just pick out a couple of questions to answer because sometimes there's too many and I can't answer them all, but I'm going to make sure that I answer every single question in this Q&A because I know that it could really help some of you. I'm not going to say what account has asked the question because I know that some of you might want it private. So I'm just going to say the question and not the account. So without further ado, let's get into the Q&A. The first question is, what has your lowest blood sugar been? My lowest blood sugar was 1.1. Sometimes I do not feel my hypos, and I did not feel that one. Normally I feel them when they go below 2.3 kind of level, but it went to 1.1 and I didn't feel it at all. I don't know why I didn't feel it, I just didn't. In some ways I guess I'm lucky that I don't feel them, but I also guess I'm not lucky because if I didn't feel it I could get quite ill and all that stuff. But luckily I have a CGM which tells me when I'm hypo. The next question is, how long have you had type 1 diabetes? I have had type 1 diabetes for 2 years on the 17th of January. Do you find it difficult dealing with diabetes? This is a tricky one because I get a lot of support from like the local hospital and all of that kind of thing, and we go to clinic every 3 months. I probably don't find it difficult, but right at the start I did find it difficult and I struggled, and I saw a, what are they called? Psychiatric? Something like that. To help with your brain because I was struggling with the mental ability of it and all of that lot. But now I think because I've had it for a reasonably long time, I've kind of got used to it. I know what I need to do, but starting off I really struggled. How did you find out you had diabetes? When I found out I had diabetes, it was not very good. Basically, I was at home and then I was just not right. I wasn't feeling right. I was really heavy breathing. I was dehydrated. I was really pale. Had the worst stomach ache ever. And all of those factors of being ill. I needed the toilet a lot. And then, so we went to the hospital just expecting them to give me some antibiotics and send me home. But it was literally, I was wheeled off in a wheelchair to recess, and then they told me that I was diabetic, and then in an ambulance I went to the children's hospital. I didn't really know what was going on. The doctor said that if we left it a bit longer at home, then I probably would have fainted and then potentially gone into a coma. But luckily I didn't, but I wasn't really with it. I was just a bit like, woo. But I then spent a week in hospital, which wasn't that fun. And people say that hospital food is not nice. Hospital food is nice apart from the mashed potato. What was happening to me is I was going into DKA, which is when your blood sugar goes way too high, and that all starts to happen. But obviously I didn't know I was diabetic, so we didn't know that we were meant to be looking out for that kind of thing. I could go into DKA now, but it would take a couple of days kind of thing. But that would now be if I didn't manage my diabetes correctly. The next question is, do you need a bit of sugar if your blood sugar is running low, or do you use a diabetic kit? My blood sugar is meant to be between 4 and 7 before a meal and 5 and 9 after a meal. Let's say this is after a meal, so between 5 and 9. If my blood sugar's like 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 kind of area, then this is quite a good bit. I have a Jaffa cake because the like cakey bit on the bottom is like long acting, so it keeps my blood sugar steady for a long time, and then the jelly bit in the middle makes it go up quite fast. But I do have to like bolus for it, like not inject because I've got the pump, but if I was on injections I would have to inject, if that makes sense. If my blood sugar then goes below 4, so 3.9, 3.8, anything below that, it's classed as a hypo, and there are a couple of options I could have. I could have one of the really small cans of full fat Coke. I could have glucose tabs, which are like a special medicine thing to make your blood go higher, glucose gel, glucose juice, and then I used to have apple juice, but that doesn't work on me anymore because different things work on different people. Apple juice doesn't work on me for some reason. And then I'll have to retest in 15 minutes, and if it's still below 4, I have another treatment. If it's above 4, then I'm fine. Do you think having diabetes has changed your life? Yes, definitely. In good ways and bad ways, because obviously I can't be as free with what I eat, and I got to think about things first. I have to always take a bag with all my diabetic stuff in it. But then also in good ways, because I think it's matured me. It's made me find friends that are actually good for me and all of that kind of stuff. Do people at school ever say anything about you having diabetes, or do they not know? They all know, and they do say stuff to me, but I think I'm quite lucky because they never say anything bad. If they see me blood testing, they'll be like, are you alright, kind of thing. They're not like horrible people like, you've got diabetes because you ate too much sugar, kind of thing. Because there's different types, like type 1, what I've got, it's not my fault, it's just happened basically. And then there's type 2, which can either be caused genetically or because you ate too much sugar, and then yeah. But there's also gestational, which you have if you're pregnant, and there's quite a few different types, but I'm type 1. What is the most annoying stigma about diabetic people? This doesn't personally happen to me. Well, kind of does. People don't say it to me, but it's when I hear about it or see it on TV. Like, if someone says, if you eat that sugar, you'll get diabetes. That kind of thing. Like, yeah, I do occasionally hear it around school, but not directed at me. But I hear it on TV. But I would say, for me, that is the most annoying thing about diabetes, that people say you've got that because you ate too much sugar. If you eat that, you'll have diabetes, that kind of thing. Like, no, get your facts right before you say them. Do you ever feel left out because of this? BTW, I love your channel. Thank you very much. Yes, I would say. Like, if I'm at a party and there's nibbles, or I'm with friends and we've all got loads of sweets and stuff, I can't just eat them. I've got to blood test and then use my pump to bolus the right amount of insulin for myself. I can't just eat it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I do occasionally feel left out, but my friends know about it and they occasionally do wait for me to start eating, kind of thing, which is quite good. Has having diabetes made any aspect on your life more positive, e.g. finding true friends? Yes, definitely. I definitely found true friends, because before I was diabetic I had a friend which was a good friend, but then I came back from hospital, back to school, and she basically left me, so that shows that she wasn't a good friend, if that makes sense. But then people came to me, and then I've got a really good friendship group now, and they all know about my diabetes, and they all know kind of what to do if I need help. What was your reaction when you found out you had diabetes, and how has it affected you since? When I found out I was diabetic, I didn't really know what it was, like probably like a lot of you, like not really knowing what it was, kind of thing. But it kind of kicked in about a week after I got home that I actually had this for the rest of my life, and I think I felt quite anxious in a way. And then about a month after that I started getting like all bad brain kind of thing, and had to go see, I can't remember the name, and like had to have help and stuff like that for my mental ability on it. Since I had that help, it hasn't affected me, because I've kind of been able to deal with the fact that I've got it and I know what to do now, so I guess I'm not afraid anymore. How do people react when you're having type 1 diabetes at school? They're really supportive, to be honest. Like, my friendship group is really good with it. Like, one of my friends, I get my blood test meter out and I'm about to blood test, and it's already set up for me because she knows exactly how to do it, because she's seen me do it so many times now. And then people in school, they don't really take much notice to it, but like if they see me blood testing on my own, then they'll be like, you okay, kind of thing, but they won't be mean about it. They'll just be like supportive and kind. And that is all of the questions that I was asked. Give this video a big thumbs up if this has helped you and you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you have not already, because it's just amazing, because I've now got over 300 subscribers and I never thought I'd get over 10. I never even thought people would like my content. Tell your friends about my videos, because it's always nice to have new people on this channel and we can make a little bit more of a community. And I will see you next Monday with another video.